Hi, hi, good evening. I'm here today to present about position of minority. I'm here Shanvi Magadan. I have another partner of mine who is Pavitra Rajendran. Introduction for position in minority. Actually, minority there's few definition. So here is the first one. A sociological minority is not necessarily a numerical minority. It may also include any group that is subnormal with respect to the dominant group in terms of social status, education, employment, wealth, and political power. The term of minority group often occurs alongside a discourse of civil rights and collective right which gained prominence in the 20th century. A minority is a social group that does not make up a politically dominant voting majority of a total population of a given society. So here we are going to look about sociology's define of minority group. Sociology by Louis Wirth, which is defined as a group of people who, because of their physical or cultural characteristics, are singled out from the others in the society in which they live for differential and unequal treatment, and who they are for regard themselves as a subject has an object of collective discrimination. Racial or ethnic minorities. Every large society contains ethnic minorities. Style of life, their language or origin can also differ from the majority. The minority status is conditioned not only by a clearer numerical relation but also by question of political power. Religious minority. Persons belonging to religious minority have a faith which is different that that has been held by the majority. Most of the country in the world have religious minority. So which means it will be classified or segregate based on their religion. International definition of minority. Okay. There is no theoretical legal definition of national minorities in international law. Only in Europe is the exact definition provided by European Charter for religious or minority language. However, national minority can be theoretically defined as a group of people within the given nation state. This is the continuous, which is numerically smaller than the rest of the population of the state or the part of the state, which is not in the dominant position, which has culture, language, religious, race, district from the rest of the population, whose members have a will to preserve their specificity, which means can reserve themselves, whose members are citizens of the state where they have the status of minority, which have a long-term presence on the territory where they have been living. And followed.
My name is Pavitra. I'm going to talk about the rights of minority. Any shareholder in a corporation has certain important rights to pertaining to the corporation. Besides of that, shareholder rights include the rights to vote at annual shareholder meeting, and then to review information about the company, including the company books and records, and a list of all shareholder, and then to vote a major corporate event such as selecting director, approving major dissolution, major asset sales, and amend to the corporate charter document. Lastly, minority shareholder need additional protection against against attempts to improperly exploit to the situation. I'd like to talk about fraud in minority. The majority carrying out the fraud on the minority. It is also exception to major rule. Fraud has not been clearly defined beyond the discrimination action. Voting rights voting rights are your power as a shareholder. The number of the votes individual shareholder holds related directly to the number of share they own. It usually for one to equal another vote, but in different share types affect different voting rights. And then lastly, don't need to vote every share you own combined into a single paper and percentage of your equity. And I talk about the derivative claim, which is can only be brought on behalf of the company, not behalf of the individual shareholder. And then any remedy rewarded would therefore be benefit of company and not petitioning shareholder. Minority shareholder remedies, something like variety of idea to explore for the minority shareholder to work out the minority shareholder rights and then to present them in the persuasive way. The core rights to explore the possibility of an unfair prejudice claim. And then lastly, bring claim against the director or winding up or the volunteer liquidation. And lastly, I would like to talk about the conclusion. The conclusion is minorities are the group of people who culture linguistically, scripturally different from the rest and identifiable. It is also keeps for unique and constitutional strive to protect and promote them. Above aspect of this group are people sought to be a conserved by allowing them to set up and maintain educational institute to promote their language, culture or script. The minority group are also permitted under law to set up their own educational institute. That's all. Thank you.